This one's a little bit different for me. I'm going to show you a screen recording of the process I used to edit one of my recent videos in iMovie, just to kind of show you how the process worked. It's the same process I'm going to use to edit this video later, but I thought that might break everyone's brains. So I thought I'll start at the start and just show you exactly how I cut it all together in case it might help someone trying to do the same thing for your films. So it starts with iMovie. I use iMovie on a Mac. I drag in the Producing Paradise logo so that I can plop that at the start and the end of all of the videos. I crop that into the spot that I want so it's nice and big, and then I copy it for the start and the end so the crop is the same. Then I drop in the talking head video, kind of like this one, where I have recorded my face talking to the screen on an iPhone. And then I add a cross dissolve between the logo and the talking head film at either end. I like the start logo to just have half a second so it really dives right in, and then at the end it goes for 4 seconds. Once I've done that, I will drag over the screen recording, and what I want to do here is align the audio between the screen recording and the talking head, because that way when I'm doing things in the screen recording it'll be happening at the time that I was actually talking about it in the other video. So you want those kind of paralleled, and I use the audio to do that. Once I've figured out where that timing fits, I'll detach the audio from both of the videos and delete the one that I'm not using. I find the iPhone audio is usually better, so that's the one that I'll typically go with. Although now I have this microphone, this might be the best audio yet, so get ready for further improvements. So once I have those building blocks in place, the next thing that I'll want to do is try and chop the guff from the start. So you just want to get straight into the action. People don't have time to sit around waiting to see what you're going to talk about. So I will find the spot where I launch into things and use that to select the kind of start intro section of the video. And I won't have the screen recording playing at that time. I usually like to just have my face to begin with to explain what's going on before it cuts to what's happening on the screen. So I think that's probably what I was doing in this section, is finding what that intro is going to be. And then once that part's done, I will be taking that whole intro, deleting the screen share video, and that'll be my nice face to camera introduction of what this video is about. And usually the next step is then starting to go through and take away the ums and ahs. And as it happens, I say and ah a lot. That was another one. It's probably the part of the process that takes the absolute longest, is editing out the ums and ahs. I have thought about whether I could look into an automated system for this, but I also find it's a way for me to kind of proof the video and check that I like what I've said. And the stopping and starting, even though it is slightly annoying to go through and do, it's a way for me to kind of rewatch the content and make sure I'm happy with it, and maybe edit out other sections for content reasons. So I've sped this up, but this is me going through and chopping every single and ah. Every now and then I'll also be cutting to just one of the face videos and taking out the screen recording if there's a bit that I really want to show impact, like this. So chop, chop, chop. This whole process takes me, well, this was probably a 4-minute video, and I think I spent about half an hour editing mostly the ums and the ahs, but also that cutting at the start and at the end. And you'll see once I do get to the end of the and ah editing, I've slowed it down again here. This is where I start to figure out where the right end point is, when the screen recording can be taken away again, and when I'll just have the talking head at the end of the video. It does definitely help to have a standard format that I'm using, because it means that I don't really have to think about how to edit each video. Each time I follow the same process, and so I can spin them up pretty quickly. This for me is very much a side project, or passion project, doing it for love, not money at this point. So I like it to be as efficient as possible. I'm most interested in getting the content out and just practicing my skills. And maybe I'll try and add in some new function or feature. Like I've started doing a screen recording of a slideshow to have some bullet points come in certain points. Sometimes I will cut in other kinds of video, but usually I'm following this pretty straightforward talking head overlaid with the screen recording, bookended with the cross dissolve and the logo. And it means that I kind of know what I'm doing and I can just pump it out. And yeah, this is kind of the finished product. Once I have finished editing to a point where I'm happy with the way it's cut together and the length and content feels snappy, I will export a version of this with just audio, and that will go into Otter AI, which is a transcription service. It's a little bit lavish to be paying for that because, again, this is a hobby side project and that service costs money, but I like having subtitles on the YouTube videos without having to spend the time writing them myself, and knowing that that makes it more accessible, or for people who may want to just be watching the video and can't have sound for some reason. I just feel like it's a good practice to have proper subtitles. So that's why I do that part. Then once I've exported the audio only version, the next thing I'll do is the audio and video version, and then that's the one that goes up to YouTube. Once it's in YouTube, I'll also copy and paste the YouTube link into the blog post, so you can kind of have the blog post with some extra information about what are the steps for the thing that I'm talking about. They're kind of paired. And yeah, that's it. That's my process. I'm open to any questions, or if this was a particularly interesting little walkthrough, I might do another one if there's an appetite. If no one comments, maybe this will be the last of its kind that I do. But yes, behind the magic curtain, I use iMovie and it works pretty well for me. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.